Nkoma ye bedie no eye nkoma efa ye nyina ye ho. Na de bia me kase eni nti na me sero se fa don hwiri mienu pe of time no fa fam ye. Na ye nyina ntime nwedwe de ekoso o man Ghana mu. Efri na no dwada ebesi na me no kase ensema hodo na ekoso ready. Enye Ghana ni bia anim foforo asem foforo o Ghana ni bia anim se Ghana se o man ye sika sem no enema mu ayere so de ama ban ye si afie mu busumi nsia mu ena ye rei aban etoto niama ebi ni so otote ye na dwumafo aketua so na so afo aketua so expenditure ka ban bo aban so atete so ni nyina na nka ban hwese den sakra beba ebesi na ensakra ensimi ma levy hu nsensem ye ko ye bo ma ye hu o ye kire ni tintasu kokko de kira ban ni nyina aban de ba ye no so far me no ka say levy no so antimi an you did the sika aban no so wotimi ahwehwe anam sa ye so amenne nimdifo bebre hu ye say ekoso se aban ede ntoma akobọ IMF ano se yenhwehwe sikasem so metimi abramo officially there has not been any official communication from the government se ampa Ghana aban esiki IMF condition as a support na mum ye nuanum central for yenhwehwia de che ba gina che se yade a aban ena akresi ho no mudi dwumadie dada na de na wo IMF no ne mepesi esua de kakra na ye hwese se mposa aban na adwin so okọ IMF a hwan ne benya so mfaso ye ntimamufo no anase aban ne benya so emfaso na why is it that IMF enya boss say pa na akwa yese eye ade bi a enye airtime te ne ye behwe Ghana ne IMF abakosem ene ne amahodo account kamo na fe ye nkoni nsua de kakra nsa na mpanyufo aba me yesi nkunya ade afasa nsemi entiene na da ho no ubohu se IMF International Monetary Fund ene da mensa benkum so ohwe ni fa no so mampeni na na dan kwakufu ade nfoni ene da akire wa question ye bisa no se IMF bailout in the offering ye bisa se IMF eboboba enam kwa so eboboba ebre ene betumi akire na ene me pese ye hwe ade bi IMF Ghana de na Amanyosem ni sikasem ti no unyabo IMF say pa a ringi bill ediba Ghana for bebraso but ya take time I say IMF no krom dwumadi omudie no ene sen Ghana ye yonkofo ene IMF no hyase da ben ye hyase ukọ IMF na say o search IMF dwumadi omudie this is the history about IMF say the IMF was established in 1944 in the aftermath of the Great Depression of the 1930s 40s 44 founding members countries sought to build a framework for international economic cooperation. Today, its membership embraces 190 countries with staff drawn from 150 nations. The IMF is governed by and accountable to those 190 countries that makes up its near global membership. IMF kwe yete no afe apem ahankro aduasa amai makomako aduanan enan ene kabo motiye sabre sikasem wiase nyina essay no moti saku so mo de hwe ekwampo betimi afa so apre eye sikasem tutie ni yiedie ede ama omohu na so yakasai no IMF amai a omodon IMF kuo no eye ohane aduokro 190 ena edom aye IMF eye ekuo no na omo funding IMF krom enya omusika ewo hemfa because obebisa say IMF na nya oman eyeku enti kwabe na mfa so nya omusika e komfa nya omusika ne the IMF resources mainly comes from the money that countries pay as their capital subscription quotas into bracket when they become members. Each member of the IMF is assigned to a quota based broadly on its relative position in the world economy. Countries can then borrow from this pool when they fall into financial difficulties. Ekwan IMF nya ni sika ni so obi bia ma hodo o ma don IMF nyina no mu sika o mutua se eye afibia na se eto a o mutua na se sika nyina na IMF no gigidi to honom na o de investment se ko ba se o ma ni bi ho kire no sika famu a no ma yibi no mo de aboa ana se o ma ni hia entitechemu ana se nimdie efa ko betima fa so atoti ni sika semu a no mo de sa nimdie no so atumi aboa IMF lending kwambe na obetimi afaso nya IMF sikai ebie the IMF provides loans including emergency loans to member countries experiencing actual or potential balance of payment problems. The aim is to help them rebuild their international reserves, stabilize their currencies, continue paying for imports, and restore conditions for strong economic growth while correcting underlying problems. IMF domo ne say omo no omo boa we say omo di sika bosia de ma oman ahodo omo do omo kuo no a IMF so hwe say oman no tumi kodi mpempenso bi na se bi na akọ homasika kra na nsisi so IMF otumi hwe ma bosia hwe say wakọ homasika ba bia betumi atisi so afi we sika botra eda Ghana ti say okọ international na say foreign reserve a say betumi akra na mafra ma no ne dia ba oman mu no eno so omotime boa hwe se usika no etimi da so usika ho oden kofom ti se de nesi de ho oden kofom a eno so omotime bam etime boa hwe se usika sem ebetumi agina ye surveillance IMF for many kosua ne de na ehwe eye ekuo anase aman wo ha ne aduokoro no ekwan be na IMF so hu omudwumadie na omatime de emoa ade aba wo se the IMF monitors the international monetary system and global economic development to identify risk and recommend policies for growth and financial stability. The fund also undertakes a regular health check of the economic and financial policies of 190 member countries. In addition, the IMF identifies possible risk to the economic stability of 8 member countries and advises their governments on possible policy adjustment. IMF di nani di sa oman oha ene aduokono baako aduokono aga na yeso ka ho no omote akire ba omohwe oman no bia sikasem no se de nsusu etiko so mu se enema bi kochew ebetimi nsusu aso bo na bre sikasem a IMF otimi tu fuchu adwe sisi se ba bia wukoi no ehotro ya ntihwe ye. The IMF provides technical assistance and training to government, including central banks, finance ministries, revenue administrations, and financial sector supervisory agencies. These capacity development efforts are centered on the IMF's core area of expertise, ranging from taxation through central banks operation to the reporting of microeconomic data. IMF for 8 million church edisua edekoma eye oman ahodo omo nyina dom IMF no entity se Ghana sikakra bia omo hia nkyeremu bia IMF betimi abo omo ewonimdie ekwan so asoafo omo hwe sikasem ahodo so aman ahodo mu nyina no omo timi boa ehwe sikasem so etimi boa ma onimdie a osu betimi ede akyekere wo man eba ne sikasem FM a enti IMF for omo adwuma eno no na surveillance such training also help countries tackle cross-cutting issues such as income inequality, gender inequality, corruption, and climate change. IMF also to me boa. I say, omabu hodum a nisika wonya ne nakɔ homasika no eya na entwa ye anase sika no wonya ne so ase ne nakɔ homasika IMF to me say okay wobetimi anya sika ne bi afia wetimi di aboa afi so omo hwɛ sɛ ɛma anase ankrankra di betimi akɔso titiri ne ɛma ebetimi apagya ɛma so de akɔso afi kankan ne pro ne dream aya how man so IMF for hwe ho nsɛm etumi ekafe climate change ewe mu nsakra yedi nsusu aso bo na ebre wiase afa na nyina no IMF so omo hwe sa adwumadi ni bi ede ka ho na ofa Ghana ye ne IMF ayonkofa ha na history no ehya country report number 20 we 20 country report 2021 asemo IMF for report omo by report no several pages but this is the summary of the report to IMF. This is how they see Ghana economic situation as of 2021 July 23. In summary, no say Ghana has been hit hard by the pandemic. The government proactive response helped contain the spread of COVID-19, protecting lives and limiting the impact on economic activity. However, partly because of the pandemic, the fiscal position worsened considerably last year, with a sharp increase in public debt, sector debt. IMF for a year or more brief report on a year 2021 and say COVID-19 abeha Ghana pa abani ye na fam de so bebo enkwane japade ho ban na timamufuo nko ha ne amane kese a COVID-19 e de abana nso ni nyina mu no Ghana partly na say COVID-19 ka ho bi de na partly na say COVID-19 ka ho bi Ghana ye ka e de no e ya de akosoro pa IMF for this the summary report or a release no on the 23rd July 2021. This is the summary. Now, Yansha Ghana ne IMF abakosem said the Ayonkofano etumi esha. Ghana joined the fund September 20, 1957. Ghana ye de ho kodom ye IMF no. Ye September bosumi da na etoso ye aduonu afe apem ahankron aduonum enson 1957. Ti Ghana ye nya independence in March no. 6 months later ena ye join IMF enti ya yonkofo ene IMF for a join no 865 years eni a Ghana ye join IMF na call IMF for na search ya number of arrangements since membership Ghana ya call IMF for no ma ye dwumadie 17 times say ye ho akire ye ne ehia kire ye hia nimdie ye hia moa e de afiri omo 17 times 65 years ni 17 times ana Ghana yetimi akọ IMF yetimi akọhwe akọpẹ emwa IMF we be ka senkenye adebone nanso die enti ma IMF ye adebone because Ghana as a member state no yetua dues so as it is said ye wakọ register e wo gym ufi se wo ye kese dodo wafunu ba to pese onya flat tummy ana pese onya flat belly na wakọ register wo gym say de bia be kwa akọ ye exercise watua ho ka pepepe watua ho ka wi a emfaso de wo so ne say wo se wokọ na yehwe na gym instructor okay ye ni say yes na ofunu atwe no aye kese ne so entwe enti nkamfaso bia eni ho se watua consultant na wa wokọ no ho na akọje emwa but ye gauge and I say my adwene say before a government can go to IMF na chese saban no abon wonim hwe enti na also call IMF and enti no we hear the previous communications across the way see politicize IMF a bailout no nkro no benti no amana ye difficult for some government to go back to IMF because they feel say Ghana for be ba hwe omo yenhwe omampeni na na dodan kwakufuado asema okan bra wo ba mu president say there is no going back to IMF. President Kufuor declares we small mampeni ekano February 9, 2018 at the State of the Nation's address. Now, President Kufuor has said government is working hard to ensure microeconomic gains achieved over the past year are not reversed, and the country does not return to the IMF for bailout. Delivering his second State of the Nation's address in Parliament, the President touted the achievement of his government, saying measures are being taken to ensure that the country does not fall back into the economic abyss he inherited. Omampeni Kasasime 2018 said Ghana yensan ko IMF bio ohwe sikasem no ntotie ne nwuma odi egu akwa mu no a enya de se Ghana besi akobie mo hwe amamu a odi be firi mahama nsem na ne matete apansam no si entimi enko bio. So this is how your president Asemokan edify ye IMF anase se ebeko anase yentumi enko na se ebeko anase yentumi enko no na me no ka say TUC Trade Union Congress for enso a raise issues we ma raise omni I say the Trade Union Congress has advised government not to seek an international monetary fund bailout to address the economic challenges facing the country. Rather, it said the government should engage social partners and stakeholders to come out with homegrown solutions to the problems facing the country. Otuaswa, or say General Secretary of the TUC, Dr. Yauba, who gave the advice in an interview before the third biannual council meeting of the union, said IMF is not the solution to the country's socio-economic challenges. We as ma call a Ghanaian Times Online.com, its publisher, and some esu egu on ma obetimi ehu. Enti se ebekwa na se enko no eyade a TUC for so ebo aban kokose Ghana me enko biom. Now IMF. The last time IMF say a major decision aban take here the IMF between 2014-15 when John Dramani Mahama NDC government take a decision say omo akosenche consensus ne nim before wo Ghana akotena se ehu ni am ebetimi afaso ni nya etimi atutu esika asem ye wo man mu nanso mu wi a omo behia eye policy credibility ni say wo betimi atutu ne ma nyina wo man mu nanso say osika asem nye na say IMF fo etimi bamu a enya gidie ni areshimu mama ahodo so say IMF fo mu de se bi o mayo kagina mu enti say opebosia kra na esan say wo IMF programs nti ometimi ma obi IMF na nkasa kra so timi ma osika. And after say NDC government led by John Dramani Mahama muko senche consensus no echo for me a homegrown policies no they went back to year IMF for policy credibility. Through that Ghana yenya almost $1 billion added by ebebu esikasem added to programs are IMF for the share no bani this one a project say 2017 the economy was going to grow by 8%. And indeed 2017 the economy grew by 8%. Said a IMF program is a year. And some of you kind say because of IMF program, the government and me and fan for a jumamu and I require to a at the bar. By the end of the day, Ghana benefited from the IMF program because a boy economy need it me grow physical deficit and a sikasema into me to me agent. So IMF to say no is not a bad thing. Now the question is, Ghana, are we going back to year IMF? Now Yura Gabi as I could say. One idea is not against IMF, but the ordinary says, "Yeah, because IMF never first kaki to be the amaye. Maybe we are saying she never ba na Ghana for whom better or more, and here for whom better or more California Jumanye, Nessica Semeko for Minitino, and then Canada for minimum IMF on principle there. He is not against it. The question is, Ghana for 2014-2015, a buying echo IMF. Ghana as a country, did we benefit? The answer is yes. Why? Ghana, we sika almost $1 billion. It means support say your balance sheet, manema koye. Also, a prevent a ban from a unnecessary spending. Said now ban Jenny sika semba basa IMF bamwa untuminyanisa. So a boy Ghana for somehow. They predicted and also projected 8% growth of the economy. It came to pass because IMF program no a bar. Makwama wa banon tu sika JJ mu. It's like we don't want share dietitian. We fly kesi di abroso. Now I call who dietitian so one found to diet so now I heard kwam betima first wedding no. Untimi di basa you eat on time. And yet you be asuna bedding at a particular time. Upe corner according to the dietitian to me actual. Sape pepe na IMF unicity. And to ushemwa anytime be a Ghana beko IMF biano. It's the ordinary Ghanaians that benefit because at the end of the day, that politician on the wasteful spending, anytime they are no drain a year election now we see scandal just to win cheap political points. IMF program will make sure say you channel your resources, your little or meager resources to where it's supposed to be, and it won't mean spend this scandal anyhow. Also accountability. Sikabia or debema or make sure say. What the year there was what the year. IMF Nankasa be supervise a monitor who says cannot the koye way the intended purpose on which the money was given to you. No, we discuss kala koye ma ye nya man found huni. Enko. Don't forget it's a COVID-19 by IMF gave us $1 billion a year US because we are a member state. So why are we refusing to go back to IMF when you know say enyama entimi enko ye ne o mampina da John Dramani Mahama akasa calling on the government of Nana Akufo-Addo said they should consider this time for them to go to IMF na omunsiki a year bailout because enyama entimi nkoye no chese omampeni and an economic management team any penyimfo ahodo eka ho no omuhu kotuku emfakora enhyem me pato yentie omampeni da John Dramani Mahama na asema na de ya no de atudwa otu abanu funu otwi aban anim e kire kwampa e betumi afa so masikasem no etimi atoto yentie omampeni da John Dramani Mahama.
President Akufo-Addo and his head of the economic management team and his finance minister have no clue in what direction to lead this country. They have dug their heels in, remained obstinate, and have become totally impervious to sound proposals to rescue the economy and mitigate the extreme economic hardships that Ghanaians are grappling with. They have simply refused to do what is necessary to arrest the decline. The suffering and pain experienced by Ghanaians do not seem enough to jolt the Akufo-Addo government into action. They remain tone deaf and dead set in the very misguided ways that have brought us to our knees as a country. Somehow, they have convinced themselves that by refusing to do the heavy lifting required, they can wait out the economic storm and that stability and normalcy will return as a matter of due course. The most that people of Ghana have been giving are inspired rhetoric, denials, and a litany of unconvincing excuses about how we came to this painful juncture as a nation. It will serve the president well to use some items from the presidential toolkits in times of crisis such as this. There's a toolkit with some items in it that presidents can use when they are faced with this kind of crisis. The first is he should address the nation and explain the situation in which we are. and rally the support of the citizens behind any economic program that he wants to put forward. The second is he should fire his finance minister. The third is he should conduct a major shake-up of his government to remove all the many dead woods that have turned ministries into their kingdoms. And then finally, he should huddle with the best brains of this country to formulate a comprehensive recovery plan for our economy. This government knows that the wisest thing to do in these circumstances is to improve our reserve position, and that is to seek balance of payment support from multilateral institutions like the IMF. Because this balance of payment support will come at concessionary rates and at very minimal cost that are certainly nowhere near the astronomical and prohibitive cost that, that is associated with this syndicated 1 billion loan. We wish to serve notice going forward that the NDC in Parliament will not support any further non-concessionary borrowing or loans that are not project-specific with clear and unambiguous terms of the benefit to our nation.
Where His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, na futu wade koma na nana kwa kufaru se onyi ni swafu wa hwesi kasano ntutu zake no furata onyi na di esa nso hu kotokuo fa kra enship na afi na ba no onye nsakraye ewom na niam betumi ayeye ede amano na TUC chochofo penyini eye Dr. Yaba enso so kire se da bi IMF ne de abanhwe no anko na mo betumi atena ase atoto ni amabanto nsamfa mfre omo ene the TUC secretary is proposing a homegrown policy. Chese said it happened in 2014-2015 and John Dramani Mahama said your consensus. No, TUC General Secretary is calling for a homegrown policy to mitigate the current situation we find ourselves in than going to IMF. Yenti or no tuja.
We have advised government not to go to IMF because IMF has no solution for Ghana. Let me tell you, government has been to IMF 16 times for IMF programs. But we are where we are today. Therefore, that is not the solution. It's like saying that this is not working, so let's do more of it. It doesn't make sense. If you increase interest rates, first, you are saying that you are not going to allow businesses to borrow as much as they can to expand. And if businesses don't expand, it means that they cannot create more jobs. So in the private sector, one of the things that is really hampering growth has to do with high interest rates, both businesses and households. If you are an individual or a household, you want to borrow money, you are likely to pay as high as 28%.
We a church for Penyedema, Edumafon Kabunkroti Trade Union Congress of Ghana, TUC, Dr. Yauba, Nasimo Kano, Sababeja to Manasa Banyan to Nayanti Rakanofrata a month ago. Beside say Ghana, ye call IMF and Nasi and call IMF. Yenti Muyawade, and my any body language and the demeanor or they responded by then.
And that is a question that is hanging whether they can. But we have committed, as you know, to not going back to the fund because in terms of intervention of policy, we are right there, and the fund notes that we are completely in the right direction. And so the issue is validating the program that we have put in place, and then, in my view, supporting us to find alternative ways of financing or refinancing our debt, reprofiling it without needing to.
Here can offer no chese IMF credit say kind of programs the government is there, the economic management team is there. What they need is credibility and them to me akoso to catch them say IMF no there is not part of government decision. Government in here na dream say e had so be call IMF. But be net the yet say IMF because this conversation you know provoke by Yura Gabi as Rocheda Kwa Walker say because of IMF they are hochire betumi ababa. My simple question before I take leave of you this segment and say was this IMF by Magana from what me at Romotima for here for whom be here. IMF Mbayeno, and yet IMF need 2 year ban for so uncle for e-levy and Fambra. I Ghana for Donai Cassant because of that. Mia kasa menyonko a ne mobile money MTA mienu ni nyina na mobile money. Anwumrei me se me send sika e de asiso. Me ye we a not registered. Me try we not registered. We say na catch us over picking on table, so it means we disable the mobile money account no. Enye adwuma bio. Because Ghana for do na bofu say omo entua. Enye IMF and I advise the government to introduce a COVID-19 tax. And it's about now already we are in already. And the IMF will not come embedding the poor taxpayer, but you say it will compel the government to be physically disciplined. Abano ebe spending, wasteful spending it will be to me to go or not to go, a bit to me actually. But you home come